Okay, it is the next day. I am going to install the valve cover gasket and the valve cover and get the spark plugs and not fuel injectors, the coil pack back on. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so I was quietly freaking out about this, but this is the small torque wrench that I use, and I purchased it recently, so it's a newer tool, but I got it off of Amazon, and basically the reason why I was freaking out is that you can see right there it says inch pounds and it has an arrow pointing to the left, and so that would lead me to believe that inch pounds are on this side, but this side says newtometers, and it's pointing to the right, so that would lead me to believe that this is the newtometer side, and this is the inch-pound side. So I thought that this thing only went up to 24.9 when I was looking at this more yesterday, and I was like, man, how is it that this thing only torques to 24.9 pound-inch, or inch-pounds? And I just got the sides confused, I guess. Maybe they're all like this, but I feel like that's a little misleading to have inch pounds with an arrow pointing to the left, saying like, oh yeah, this side is inch pounds, and then this side is newton-meters. So you can see why I was confused. I was super worried that we did the cam caps incorrectly. I was like, ah shit, am I gonna have to go and get a new torque wrench that goes beyond 24.9 inch pounds, but turns out that's not the issue. It's just confusingly printed or engraved on there, so thank God. So little did you know, there is actually a phone holder that is perfect for any larger iPhone or Android. It sits right between the fuel injectors and the intake, and yeah, it's a perfect spot just to have your torque sequences down for the valve cover. I guess Mazda was really far ahead of its time if it was expecting the invention of smartphones. Well, I would say that is looking pretty good! Yeah, it's starting to look like a normal engine again, which is awesome. This thing is probably going to be ready to slap back into the Miata real soon. And when we do that, I'm going to make sure that we'll have Mike and Jake back over to help out with that, because doing that alone would be an absolute nightmare. But I probably put too many parts back onto the new engine, like the intake probably didn't need to go back on. I think even the injectors don't need to go back on, but I just wanted to get them back on there to see it all put back together for the most part, so I might have gotten a little carried away. But yeah, next up, it's time to put the engine back into the Miata. I've just got to do a little bit of wire mending on the reverse light sensor. It's like this cap that goes into the transmission, and it detects if you're in reverse, and then it tosses on the reverse lights for you. So got to mend that. That's the only thing that we broke as far as I know. And then probably get the AC lines completely gone. And yeah, I think we'll be good after that. Oh yeah, and the fuel lines I want to replace. I think I'm just gonna take the old coolant lines. Well, they're not old, they're newer. Take the new coolant lines off of the old engine because they are Mishimoto and they're in better condition compared to what's on the Canadian motor, the new one that's going in. Should have all new hoses, which is sweet. Okay, so got one here that we want to replace, another one right here. Yeah, it looks like it's another one right here. Moving to the back. Not much back here. This guy here, this guy here. So just about 4. Are these guys? Or is that just electrical? Oh yeah. Looks like that's more. They're wrapped in this like tubing, which is annoying. I'm sure it's there for some reason though. And that connects to over here, right there. What if the other one is down here? Oh, yep. That one looks like it goes to the fuel rail area. Can't really tell though. Yep, it goes to the fuel rail. So yeah, we just bought this, I think it's like a 3/8. Yeah, 3/8 fuel, high pressure fuel. Got a decent chunk of it here off of Amazon. So it should be pretty good, should fit the bill. Alright, so first step, we're gonna get all of the old 3/8 fuel pressure line off, and then we're going to put the new line on, and we're gonna use different hose clamps. It's like the type that you can tighten down with a screw. I know that some people are like, oh, but that damages the hose. It only really damages it if you over tighten them, so just don't over tighten the hose clamps and you're good to go. You'll see what I mean here in a second. So these are the clamps that I was talking about. They're like the worm gear clamps. I think it's usually used in like plumbing applications, but I've seen them on cars plenty of times, and like I said, as long as you don't tighten them down to, you know, like a god level of force, you should be fine. So let's see what size this is here. I'm betting it's the smallest size. Could be wrong though, because it needs to expand a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that looks about right. Nice. So it's these guys. I just found out that it's actually not 3/8 line that I need. I actually need 5/16. So I was looking at the hoses and I was like it looks like the original was smaller than the 3/18 that I had. Did some more research, found out it's 5/16. So gonna have to get that, wait for that to get here, and then get the hoses on. At least now I know where the hoses are that I need to replace, so that's always good. But now I'm going to move on to crimping it's like a reverse light sensor that is on the transmission. That got torn off when we took the engine out, so I'm going to attempt to do some wire crimping. Yep, you can see it. I actually got it done. It was awkward as hell though. Okay, so since I'm just waiting on the 5/16 fuel line to get here to maximize the rest of today, I'm going to see if I need to do anything special to delete the AC. It's already got all the refrigerant out of it. Basically, I'm hoping I can just pull the condenser and the hoses, and then it's done. That would be super nice. But yeah, I'm not sure if anything special is needed. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. I'll do a bit of research. Alright, so after some research, it looks like I just kind of need to unbolt everything that's in there, so shouldn't be too bad. Are you dripping? Oh my god, you are. Piece of shit. Swear to god, it's like any chance this car gets, it just wants to drip out of something. Okay, maybe if I do that. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Shouldn't leak anymore. Well, the engine bay is a lot more open now, that's for sure. And probably gonna get a little bit more airflow through the front into the radiator. Not that that really matters very much, but yeah, that was nice and easy to get out. You can actually see the setup here with the condenser. Pretty small. That thing was just leaking so bad it wasn't even worth it to keep it in there. It was like that or get new lines, and then it would delay, and then I'd have to also reattach the AC compressor onto the engine, so I was like, we'll just forget it. Glad that I did that. Well, now it is just time to wait for the 5/16 fuel hose to get here. It shouldn't be too long to wait, but once I get the new fuel lines on that engine, I'm gonna call it good there, and we're going to get that back into the car, and hopefully it fires up, and just start buttoning things back together after that. It's almost there, which is nice. Not that it was like a crazy haul by any means, but you know, I took my sweet time on this, that's for sure, and I'm glad that I did. I'm glad it wasn't rushed. Alright, a couple days later, we got the 5/16 fuel line in, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing that. After that, it's just a matter of cleaning the pressure plate, clutch, and remount the transmission to the engine. And after that, I think it's just time for the engine to go in. Okay, so you'll see these two hoses right here, and the left one, this one right here, follows all the way down to around to here. And then this one that is on the right flows down to, let's see if I can find it here. Right there, you can see it. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that I was starting to put on some new hosing here, and I noticed that the left one is not, you know, going all the way down and around to here. Instead, it's going where it's like, basically it's just swapped compared to my old engine. So I'm going to assume that my old engine, since that's what was actually running, I'm gonna assume that this one was, for some reason, messed with at some point, and these two were switched. So, yeah, we're gonna take care of that. Good thing that I'm doing the hoses, because I don't know if that would have had a negative effect on this engine or not. I know that you guys want a bonus hose here, so I'll give one to you, because I completely forgot about this other hose. Let's take a look. So, I was wondering, I was like, where is the other one of these? Because I could only find one, which is now hooked up to this from the old engine. I forgot that there was this piece that connected to the intake, and that is some hose. I don't know, that one actually feels okay. It does have a part number on it, which kind of makes me think that it's newer, so not too sure. I probably just should do it anyways. So, I was getting ready to put on the hose to the intake area. This thing, whatever this thing is. And I noticed this. See how that's wiggling? So yeah, see how that's kind of just ready to brake. I don't think that's supposed to be like that, so thankfully we have another one just chilling right here. Let's see if this one's loose. If it is, then I'll be like, whatever. It's how it should be. Let's take a look here. Do you move at all, sir? No. Solid. Rock solid. Okay. Well, again, that just makes me happy that we're checking the hoses, because we're finding stuff. Alright, there's that bonus hose for you. Sweet. That is on there nice and good. A little bit sketchy getting it onto the plastic connector there, because the rest of them on the engine were metal. But yeah, that is all of the 5/16 hoses replaced, which is sweet.